We of the Mystic Rose Collective are here with you to share our messages of love, peace, harmony, and healing. Today, the message that we have for you is one regarding relationships. As you are incredibly social creatures, relationships are the foundation for many of your consciousness. For many aspects of your being, they develop through the experiences that you have in your relationships. You learn lessons through relationships. You grow and expand, are nurtured through relationships. Intention is also a great lesson bringer and an expansion giver in relationships. They are fundamental. And while it is true in the spiritual realm that we are all one from the same source, in the earth realm, you are being embodied in different frequencies, and those differences have purpose. Those differences are meant to inspire, to reflect, to mirror, to show us who we are at our core essence. And so, while many people try to protect themselves in relationships, protect themselves from harm and hurt and betrayal and rejection, we understand that relationships can be very difficult, that they can be emotional, burdensome, and at the same time, it is necessary for your growth and evolution. And so what we encourage you to do is to elevate your consciousness with love, to see the people in your life through the lens of love, to understand that when they are causing harm to you, it is them acting out of their own wounds, or it is not intentional, and it is your wounds that are coloring the experience. And so the more conscious you are of the wounds that you bring into any relationship, the better able you will be able to see the truth of what is truly happening in those experiences. You'll be able to recognize when you are being activated from your own hurt and pain, and you will be able to see when others are being activated from their hurt and their pain, and to know that even though things feel very personal, that the way others treat us is not truly personal to us. It is personal to them. You could be a person who does not truly resonate with somebody else and still treat them with kindness and respect. Or you could be a person who does not resonate with another person and treat them with rudeness, with mean and unkind words, with unlovable actions. And so the choice is yours, and the choice is dependent upon where you are in your consciousness and your evolution. And so recognizing that how we treat others is a reflection of us, and how they treat us as a reflection of them, is very important to depersonalize the experiences that we have in relationships. The ones that feel hurtful are really not meant to hurt. They are meant to show us our wounds through another, or reflection of the wounds the other person is carrying. And so we encourage you to look at the relationships in your life and see if you can piece out the experiences that you have with those people that you took very personally, that perhaps were not as personal as they seemed at the time. And we know that this is hard to do, especially when there is trauma involved, especially when there is physical harm involved, or emotional abuse. And this is not to give anybody an excuse for their behaviors. or saying that it is perfectly okay for them to take their pain out on you. That is not what we are saying. We are just encouraging you to detach yourself from the other person's actions and to recognize that it is not your fault that that person was behaving in that way, that it is based on where they are in their evolution, their consciousness, their expansion, and their connection to love. And so the farther you are away from that connection to love, your divine source, your truth, your essence, the easier it is to enact pain and hurt on others. And so when you look at people from this lens, it is more possible to see them compassionately because they are cut off from their divine source. They are living out through their ego, and their ego is in fear. Their ego is in protection mode. Their ego is trying to come into this life through scarcity and getting the resources and what they need or think they need at any given moment. And so when people are acting in disharmonious ways, the truth of them is they are not aligned with love. And it may trigger you and may make you want to disconnect from them, but we encourage you to breathe through that trigger. Breathe through that emotional activation that happens. Do not deny it. Do not push it down. Allow it to move through you and ask for love to help you heal. Heal your own wound. Heal the parts of you that get activated by another. Heal the pain that you are experiencing and to let it go. Because when you can see where you are activated, you can see a wound in need of healing. Because that is what triggers are. They are information for you. They are showing you where you are out of alignment with your divine source, where you are holding on to pain from the past, where there is fear in your heart, where there is a break in your consciousness. And so being aware of these things without feeding into the emotion is very essential for spiritual growth and development. We know that relationships in the human realm are not always easy, and we promise you that the more you expand in consciousness, the more you embody the frequency of love, the easier they become, because you become your true essence, and you can only attract what you are in resonance and vibrating at. And so if you are embodying love, you will be also attracting people into your circle who are embodying love as well. And the people who are not embodying love will leave. They will no longer be in energetic resonance with you. And so when people do leave your life, do not see it as an abandonment. See it as we are no longer energetically a match. Our frequencies are no longer aligned. And so we cannot stay in relationship in the physical realm. And that is, although to the human mind can be very painful, try to see it through that lens. And so you detach some of the pain from those experiences. Once you see that it is a matter of frequency, not of your worth, it is easier to detach from that pain. It is easier to allow that relationship to go. And at times, relationships may wander off and you may not be as connected. But when that person shifts their frequency and they have their own growth and expansion, they may come back into your life. And that is the way and nature of relationships. Do not cling to them so tightly that you are controlling the outcome and forcing people to stay in your life that no longer fit. Hold people loosely with love and know that if they are in your life, they are an energetic match. And if they are not in your life, they are no longer that energetic match. We love you. We love you. We love you. And with that, our message is complete.